Good afternoon, viewers. Would you like to see my impression of Henry VIII? That's it. I thought there won't be any digging in this one. I was thinking of going out in the garden and chatting and stuff and showing you a few finds. I ain't even going to do that. Just lying on my bed still. I'm trying to recuperate. I'm making this video just to say hello, that I'm still here. I ended up in A&E yesterday for about 7 hours. Not too bad, actually, compared to what some had been waiting. So obviously there's been no videos this week when there usually is. Started on my last video last Sunday. I only had 4 hours out and I was really tired at the end of it. A lot of people know all this from my Facebook, but not everybody does Facebook. So just quick recap. Last Sunday, really tired after 4 hours digging. All this week I've had no energy whatsoever, and then a couple of times I started feeling dizzy as well. So I saw the nurse initially, then I saw my GP. Nothing was done. You know, they took blood pressure tests and that, but ended up in A&E yesterday. Luckily they got blood out of me, which is amazing, because usually if I go to the doctors and they try and get blood, they send me home. Can't get it. But I thought, I ain't waiting up here 5 hours at that point and they can't get blood out of me. So when he stuck the needle in my arm, I prayed to my Rachel, because they could never get any out of her. And it's like, come on. And it just went boop, 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 3 big vials. So I was like, result. Anyway, it come back. They couldn't find nothing wrong with me in my bloods, and they'd done an ECG. So yeah, I just feel no energy, a bit heavy-footed, if you know what I mean, a bit unsure on my feet, and occasionally dizzy. But I think we've narrowed it down to I've been stressing a lot this last month too. No sleep much, and a bit too much sun last weekend. So stress, poor sleep, no sun. It's laid me low this week, but it's good to know from the test that you did yesterday that there's nothing overly wrong with me. Shout out to Nat Nelly and Badger Hudson. We've just been chatting on my Facebook saying, what could we title this video? I can't remember what Badger's was. His title. Anglo down but not out. I think it might have been... Oh no, he said, why not call this video Inside the Mind of Anglo-Celtic? And I was like, what about Anglo down but not out? What about Anglo piss pants pissing in the wind? Oh, there's the police sirens right outside my door. I hope I haven't been caught doing anything I shouldn't. What about Anglo gone with the pissy wind? No, gone with the pissy wind. And some of you are going to be thinking, what is all this? I shouldn't be smoking, viewers, but I've cut right down. Some of you will be thinking, well, what is all this about? Why is he talking about piss? Well, one of my nicknames, for those who don't know, is Anglo Piss Pants. So while I'm here just doing my thing for Nat Nelly, this video is for Nat Nelly, because she wanted something to watch, basically. So I look after my viewers, even though I'm just chilling and I'm looking a bit rough still. If I say I'm going to make a video, even just for one viewer, I'm going to make it, alright? So this is for Nat, because she's a good egg, like me and all my other mates. So why did they, what's this thing about Anglo and Anglo piss pants? Well, I'll tell you what happened. And I am cutting right down, honestly, and I'm going to try and give up. I don't know, it must have been about 4 years ago, maybe a bit more. It was a mega cool weekender down south somewhere. It was called Straight Outta Compton. Jay Britton and Andy Paxford put it on. And it was a mega good weekend. They're on some right good land. And I got a lift down there, I think on the Friday morning. Got a lift down there in a camper van, in the back of a camper van. And so I was drinking in the back of the camper van at 11 o'clock on the Friday morning. And I got there and I was half cut. And I only did about an hour's detecting and walking around, swinging and drinking out of a can as well. And just carried on like that all morning, all day, late into the night. About 1 a.m, my English friends went to bed, and I seen a campfire way off in the distance, and I knew who it was. It was 200 Polish diggers. And so I staggered like this. I was like a ship getting blown in a storm. I staggered 100 yards over to their campfire. And, you know how those Poles can drink, viewers. You know how them Poles can drink. So, yeah, there was this guy there, nice chap, can't remember his name. Pulowski or something, I don't know. Could be. Might be right. Probably isn't. Anyway, Pulowski, let's call him. He had this big, like, litre bottle of Jack Daniels, and he kept shoving it at me. And I'd only been drinking lager all this time. My regular tipple is lager. And I'd only been drinking that for, like, about 14 hours at this point. And straight. And he kept shoving the Jack Daniels at me, and I wouldn't take it. But I stayed there drinking more of their lager till about 6 a.m. in the morning. So you work it out, we're about 20 hours into the sesh now. And anyway, this Mr. Pulowski, as we'll call him, one last time he shoved this Jack Daniels in my face, and he'd done it once too often. So I wasn't nasty with him, but I was just like pissed, and I said, yeah, give me that. I'll show you how to drink it. And it's about 6 a.m. in the morning, about 20 hours in at least on my sesh. I just had a massive chug of Jack Daniels to finish it off. And some English lad, he was admin on that digging rally group. Didn't know him though. He seen what I'd just done, snatched the bottle and that. And he took it all the wrong way, because I wasn't being nasty. And he's grabbed me by the throat and he's like, don't even... One of them. Like, you know, he just had his fist there, and I was like, whatever. All right, I'm going to go to bed now. And I got back to my tent at about 7. How long have we been chatting now? Right. I got back to my tent at about 7 in the morning. And, yes, I thought, sod it, I better get an hour's sleep and then go out digging. Yeah. Ever the optimist when I'm drunk. So I got him a tent that I was sharing with Sid Perry. I was letting Sid stay because he's a cheapskate. Sid Perry's that much of a cheapskate that he decided he'd sleep in a tent with old Anglo. Anyway, about an hour later, about 8 o'clock in the morning, and my tent was right by the main event area, and it was a fairly sophisticated event with a big circle of marquees and that. My tent was right by it, all right next to it. And I woke up about 8 o'clock in the morning, an hour later, and I was covered in piss. That Jack Daniels was the undoing of me. 20 odd hour sesh, wakes up, covered in piss. I think Sid had vacated the tent just before, so he didn't see this. And so I've took me soiled bits and bobs off. Still rotten drunk though, still rotten drunk, remember. I've gone outside the back of my tent with my sleeping bag, my piss bag, and I'm just looking round for somewhere to hang it, and there was an awning off somebody's caravan or something, and I'm like trying to chuck this sleeping bag onto the top of this awning, or this bit of string coming off an awning, to try and let it dry out, but I couldn't. I kept chucking it up on it and it kept falling down. I did it about 5 times trying to chuck this pissy sleeping bag up there, and it just kept falling down. About on the 5th time I picked it up, I went to chuck it again, but I looked around and there was about 30 people, all from the main event area, all just looking at me. There was a big line of about 30 people, all creased up, laughing their heads off at me. I thought, fuck you lot. Chucked it up anyway, it stayed up. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, I was in clean clothes. Don't know. Remember, I was still drunk. And I went in somebody's caravan, and Sid was in there. And I pulled out my charge lead, and I said to Sid, can you plug this charge lead in behind you so I can charge my phone? But as I've done it, I've done like that and sort of flicked out the charge lead, and the little USB plug on the end of it had some piss in it. And as I've done that, this bit of piss, Sid piss face, it flicked on Sid's face. So yeah. And anyway, somehow I got out on the field. And all I did was fucking fell asleep. I think if you search out hedge fodder on YouTube, somebody uploaded a video of me rotten drunk, fast asleep on the edge of the field, sort of hanging out the bushes. And that's all I did. And up to that point, people had been finding Celtic status, gold ring money, a massive, amazing piece of Bronze Age treasure, like a big buckle, 2,000 odd years old, stunning pieces. And up to that point, all I'd found was a rusty 2p piece. So anyway, at some point in that afternoon, I picked myself up off the ground, and it was the last day on the Sunday, I think. Oh, I don't know, but anyway, I'd found nothing, and I tottered round. Ended up on the Roman hotspot hours after it had been smashed. Couldn't find any Romans, loads had come up. And I'm just about to give up on the whole weekend. Sorry if the camera's shaking. Just about to give up on the whole weekend, and I seen a piece of iron sticking out the ground. It was literally sticking out the ground. I almost tripped up on it. And it was a big key. It was about 6 or 7 inches long, like a church key or something. So that was my only find for the whole weekend. The Big Bender weekender, straight out of Compton. It's all on my. I've been doing this channel for 6 years now, so any of my viewers who are new to it, or fairly new to it, or have been watching for like 3 or 6 months, I've got over 600 videos now, viewers, down there in the vaults. This will be about number 603 or 4, something like that. Loads and loads of videos, so go and check them out while I get myself better. All right, God bless. I blaming love you. Couldn't be arsed showing you some of my finds from recently. I have been doing well. I need to get better. We think it was a combination of lack of sleep, too much stress and too much sun. So I'm going to do my best to get well, okay? So that I can get out and make these videos for you guys, for when you're feeling poorly and that, because I know that it helps take your mind off it, and it lightens your day. All right? So, God bless Anglo Piss Pants and all who sail with him. All right? See ya.
Get better soon, Anglo Celtic.
Here we are. Is he Anglo piss pants or not? Yeah, he's just fucking had a piss. I said, take that thingy. Where's that thingy gone, yeah? He's gone, it's alright, it's behind my ear. It fucking fell in the piss, mate. Is it alright?
It fell next to the piss. Look, it's...
Get away from it. If you wash your hands.
Let me sniff it. Let me sniff it, mate.
I just seen a dot on there. I just seen a dot. Look. You
I'll
fucking...
sniff it.
I know, mate. Look, that is piss pants.